Another, 3.82 billion on live animals, and a 1.40, that's 140 billion on animal vegetables. Now, we'll be looking at how is this policy destroying the North agricultural sector, a sector that has sustained the country in the 60s. These and more are some of the issues we'll be focusing on, me and my guests, but that will be after the break. Please stay with us. Welcome back. I'm being joined by a practicing farmer, a public affairs analyst, a politician, and currently he's the president of Sorghum Association of Nigeria. Abdulkader Ibrahim Gaya. Many thanks for joining us on the program this morning.
Thank you for having me.
All right. I know you've been very, very worried with importation for the past how many months we've been talking. How do you
inputs? The produce is cheap in the open market and keep on declining day by day. Clearly, the government is importing produce for whatever reason that is best known to them, and it's dangerous to the economy and it's dangerous to the country as a whole. You can see recent activities are happening in the country, issues of insecurity. Then you ask yourself, what is security? When you say security, that people will live in peace and harmony and no aggression.
So I know where you're driving to. So if there is food insecurity, then there's a big problem. That's what you are saying. Is that not the reason why?
I am telling you, the first security in the house is food. If the farmer can produce and he will go home or he will sleep with his belly full, that security is there.
Okay. For those who said that this government is deliberately destroying the agricultural sector in the North, is that true? Is that the reality on ground? We did hear today that we don't even have agricultural, desks across the banks in the country, even the CBN.
So, what is the performance of the government in respect of agriculture? How have they fared for the past 2 or 3 years of being in power? Call the Minister of Agriculture and ask, what has he done? How many hectares of land have they cultivated? How many farmers have they empowered? The Research Institute, what have they done in respect of agriculture? The indicators are there. Go to the banks, the aggregates of the bank. No single commercial bank has able to advance 10 kobo to any farmer in this country for the past 3 or 4 years. The same thing with Bank of Agriculture. It's there, it's clearing. They only come and make statements on the media houses, and it ends there. The next thing, this one is importing cows, this one is importing dairy product, this one is importing produce, this one is importing...
Do you think it's deliberate?
It's deliberate. It's deliberate. Because the amounts they use in importing, if only they will empower our farmers to produce, they will not spend a quota. Okay, let me ask you. The same government has contracted some firms to construct how many kilometers of roads, from coastal roads from Lagos to Calabar at the cost of 15 trillion to transport what? Just human beings? Just human beings? You see, if only you want to get it right as a nation, until you can feed your people and you have a long-term plan on agriculture, Hamadu Buhari's regime, may his blessed soul rest in peace. He came up with the Anko Borrower program. The World Bank rated the performance of Anko Borrower program in Nigeria at 52%.
Which is a pass mark, isn't it?
It's a pass mark. It started and it got that far. What we were expecting, there should be continuity. But then the whole program, you have you have some lapses. But what will you do? You don't throw away the baby with the bathwater, you fine-tune it. But what will you do? You don't throw away the baby with the bathwater, you fine-tune it. But the whole program has been halted, and the Commodity Association are on the receiving end, that the leadership of the Commodity Association mismanaged government fund, and the money has not been recovered. Blah, blah. So most of these government projects that they're okay now, this produce that were imported into the country, that they're okay now, this produce that were imported into the country, who's going to pay for them?
I think they've already paid for them now, 1.4 trillion.
Yes, who is paying for them? The government.
Yes.
So who is going to return that money the government used in paying for this produce?
The people, huh?
Which people?
Nigerians, of course.
How?
When you buy,
the produce are being sold at the discounted rate in the open market.
Okay, so there's
it's just like
so they created another subsidy.
It's another whole country that have achieved agricultural feat. There are intervention, there are heavy, even in the United States of America, they are still heavily subsidizing and supporting agricultural production.
But let me ask you, late Muhammadu Buhari's government is an APC government. This government is also an APC government. Why? And government is supposed to be a continuum. So why will people abandon their own policy? Why will this government abandon its own policy?
You see,
why?
This has always been the problem we have in this country. Whenever issues are being discussed, politics will always come up. That is Muhammadu Buhari. This is President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. That okay, let's assume you are President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. You came into power. They brought in reports to you about Anko Borough program.
That was squandered.
What will you do?
I will fine-tune the program to make it more effective.
You will put it to a halt and say, okay, you have to look into it. And maybe the people advising you, they don't want that program to continue. That's that. You know Nigeria, you have to have somebody who has the president's listening ear before any policy can go through.
So you're saying it's not the fault of the president?
It's not the fault of the president.
That we have spent 1.4 trillion to
Is the people advising the president not his fault? President Bola Ahmed Tinubu cannot know everything that is happening in this country. That's why he has ministers, he has advisors that are elites.
So are you saying that the Minister of Agri also didn't advise him well? Is that what you're saying?
Yes, he didn't advise him well as a Minister of Agriculture, if I will use that word. He didn't advise him well. Because as a Minister of Agriculture, he will tell him, Mr. President, yes, the first insecurity we have in this country is food. We don't have food in this country. So we should empower our farmers and produce locally, not import. If importation will be a temporary measure, fine. But what is going on now? A lot of farmers have produced during this season and they were unable to harvest their farms, because what you will pay to harvest a bag will buy more than that bag in the open market.
Pay who to harvest?
What you will pay laborers to harvest one bag for you?
Okay, all right. Could it be that this whole Anko Borough, government come into power because of his cashless policy that was introduced at that time? So could it be that in trying to punish MFLA, they decided to punish all the farmers?
Well, I'm not.
Is there any
transpired? But what I know, as a farmer, CBN advanced resources to Commodity Association recovered, and some were not. Hajia, let me tell you one thing. It will amaze you to know that a typical farmer who has never been to school, who has never had an account, part of this money, I ask myself, are these farmers not Nigerians? All this intervention, all these grants that government have been giving individuals, all subsidies that government has been giving different sectors in this country, why is it only the farmer that is not included, that is bearing the brunt? And let me tell you, This loan that they're asking farmers to pay, 70, 40, what was not recovered is not even up to 20% of this total funds disbursed.
And they decided to use that as a yardstick to justify.
And let me tell you, let me tell you, Hajia, there are people who are beneficiaries of today. Yes, they are in this government today.
They didn't use it to farm?
That I cannot tell you. But they benefited then under the private window.
Okay, but let's,
so if the program is bad,
yes,
they know.
And
if the program is good, they know. But they are in this government. What are they telling Mr. President?
Okay. So maybe when the president makes you his advisor, maybe you'll be able to tell him, you'll be able to tell him the truth. But a program that was rated at 52% by the World Bank, you know, that's the Anchor Borrower Scheme. Yes. That's not a failure. That's a pass mark. I mean, beyond even average. Maybe in some quarters, they'll say it's even a B by standard. But let's come to the farmers themselves. The farmers who organize themselves as cabals, who decided to make food beyond the reach of the common man. The farmers who started even fighting among themselves. Are they not the big contributors to the failure of agriculture in the north?
I can tell you categorically there is no farmer that organizes himself as a cabal in the first instance. No farmer. Cabal as what? To do what?
To hot food stuff.
No.
And sell it during the dry season.
No.
That was what you people did.
Prices of produce in market is being governed by demand and supply. Anybody holding produce is not a farmer. They are businessmen. They are businessmen.
So who asked the farmer to sell to businessmen?
If you come, I take my bag of sorghum to the market for sale. You come to buy. Will I ask you, Hajia, are you buying to eat or you're buying to hold?
You should ask.
What should I ask? I want to sell a bag of sorghum. I have need for cash, either to pay school fees of my son or medical bill, or I want to buy clothing or what. This is what I produce. And the market determines the price which I sell. I don't determine the price.
But President, are you saying that you didn't hear the cries of people when they said, middlemen are mopping up all the food in the market? You people didn't hear that.
Middlemen, is there no government? Not isolate only the farmer and start blaming them for the woes of this country. There is inflation. The purchasing power of the Naira is being drained day by day. So now, if the purchasing power of the Naira is going down, what do you expect? Prices of produce, start blaming them for the woes of this country. There is inflation. The purchasing power of the Naira is being drained day by day. So now, if the purchasing power of the Naira is going down, what do you expect? Prices of produce and product will skyrocket because you need inputs to produce, and these inputs, most of them are being imported, and they are being imported by dollar, not by Naira. And the Naira is crashing against the dollar 20. Then you expect him to come back and say, oh, because there is food crisis in this country, let me sell my produce cheap so that people will get food and eat. No, this is what the politicians capitalize on, and they were able to advise the president into importing produce that no, is the farmers that are okay. If the farmers are making their produce expensive, what happened to the inputs? The farmers are not the one bringing now that agricultural inputs, are they?
Okay. Now that the government decided to do it all, imported it foodstuff, flooded the market, crashed the poor farmers produce.
Before there were commodity association, registered commodity association, doing their own business from the rice, from the maize, from the sorghum, the sesame, the soybeans, whatever. But overall, we have the association, registered commodity association, doing their own business from the rice, from the maize, from the sorghum, the sesame, the soybeans, whatever. But overall, we have what is called All Farmers Association of Nigeria, which is the umbrella body.
Does that association still exist?
It exists.
All Farmers Association of Nigeria.
It was existing, but it has been overtaken by issue of litigation and what. But recently, Assembly of Farmers, and we were able to endorse a leadership. We changed the constitution. We opened up the BOT members who were able to harmonize all the leadership of the commodity associations under the umbrella of AFAN, under the leadership of Dr. Farouk Moody. Now he's the AFAN National Farming. This is what they do. Once they cannot farm, they become idle and they become foot soldiers to this terrorism activity because it's paying. They will kidnap you.
So you are saying the first salvation they need to do is address insecurity?
Yes, not address insecurity. If there is food security, you have addressed.
Or what you are saying is that they should take the billions they are spending on security and give it to the farmers.
No, don't misquote me. I said if you will address food security, you have solved 50%.
So how will the government address food?
Not to fund security in any country in the world.
Okay. Now
because
that
just because you are a farmer and you decided not to secure yourself, that doesn't mean bad eggs will not come and attack you.
What is the feeling that you get among farmers across the country, especially from the north?
Very bad. I'm telling you, very bad. Because as it is right now, even yesterday we had a meeting with my state chairman all over the country. The reports they are giving is not good. I'm telling you, it's disheartening. I felt under the weather yesterday because they will be telling you stories that will make you not to fall asleep. You will be thinking, which way forward? What will you do? That most of the farmers will be telling you that they cannot go back to the field. What they have now cannot sustain them. How can we salvage the situation?
It's not a good situation. It's
not
very disheartening.
It's very, very disheartening. It's very, for people who have been producing year in, year out. They don't care about going to the ministry looking for contract on their own. But now they are telling you that they don't even forget about the security issues, that they don't even have what will take them to produce. They don't know their fate, what will happen next year or this year. Because the seasons is approaching, and you know, before, what used to happen, there are some input providers that we wish to approach on our own. We stand as obligor for our farmers. They give them input. They produce. After they produce, they either pay through grains or they sell and they pay the money. We tried doing that last year. We had issues, a lot of issues with the input providers because most of the farmers couldn't pay up. Or if a farmer can use a bag or two and pay for his debt, because of the crashing of the price of produce, you ended up having farmer has to pay with 10, 12, 13 bags. So somebody who is producing a quarter of a hectare, if you remove 13 bags from what he has produced, he has nothing left to eat, let alone trying to survive.
So how will the poor farmer be salvaged? Because the government is here doing something else, focusing more on importation. Who will save the poor farmer?
Well, just like I've told you, we did a General Assembly of Farmers. We came under one umbrella. We have a voice now. And it is our conviction, if we use this same voice to talk to the government will listen to us.
But you are not moving fast.
Moving fast. Yes, we are. When you said moving fast, it's just like something that you can snap a finger and it happened just like magicians wave their magic wand and everything changed. No, you have to first of all write with documented evidence. You just don't approach government and write a request like a love letter. No, you have to have facts that are verifiable, and you have to come up with data supporting them from different facets of agricultural production.
How long would all that take?
Not
Writing the letter, attaching the facts and figures. How long will that take?
Not long. We can sort this thing out even before mid-February. It's a matter of all the commodity associations. They have their records, just like what I've told you. I met with my state chairman yesterday, minutes of meeting and what everybody said. We polish it, have it in a document, right, and submit to the government.
As we wind down, 2026 is an election year, a pre-election year. Yes. And, you know, everybody's fate will be decided one way or the other, whether you're a farmer, a politician, a teacher, and everything. What are the policies that you people are going to be articulating as the government, you know, begins campaign? What are some of the policies you will be articulating? I'm sure you're not going to go and start talking about empty promises when the time comes.
You see, as leaders, as citizens of this country, we always pray for the best for our country. And if we cannot make, we shouldn't mar the country as leaders. Politics. Hunger doesn't understand politics. Whether you are in the APC, whether you're in the PDP, ADC, APGA, Labour Party, you have to eat. If you don't eat, hunger doesn't respect you.
It doesn't respect anybody.
No, it doesn't respect anybody. So for us, as farmers, we are not into active politics, but we cannot exonerate ourselves from politics.
But you can pinch your tent with a particular person who will do what you want.
We can.
Yeah, because we saw in India how onions farmers, I'm just saying the one I watched.
Yes.
We saw how onions farmers protested for weeks. They slept on the road. So are you going to force the government in a way, the use of force, are you going to pressure the government to do what you want?
Hajia, we are not pressuring any government. I can categorically tell you, go to INEC and see the voting pattern that brought President Bola Ahmed Tinubu into power. Their farmers' votes. It came from the rural area.
Exactly, that's
majority of the urban area.
Okay, so if farmers vote,
I'm coming.
Yeah.
Majority of the urban area refused to vote for His Excellency President Bola Ahmed Tinubu.
Majority of the urban farmers.
Urban areas.
Okay, urban dwellers, yes.
Check the statistics of the voting. It's the rural areas and there are our farmers that voted for this government. And we told them that if they vote for President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, Anko Borowa will continue. They will get government intervention and their problem will go.
And now that none of that has been fulfilled, can you still go back to tell them that they should vote for the president? Now that all your promises have failed.
We can still go back and tell them they should vote for the government that will sustain the farmer. It may be, yes, the government of Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Maybe if we take
you and trust you.
If they see it. If they see it.
Okay, now that we have a number of political parties that are going to, be campaigning for the same office, they have their presidential candidate. Any moment from now, we'll see different presidential candidates. Is the farmer, okay, Mr. President, it's like you're tilting to the APC, even though it did not sustain your Akabora. Most of your farmers are now poor, but you're still tilting to the APC government.
No, Hajia, you said that a contestant candidate will come.
Yes.
They did not come.
But your body